Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rideau Carleton Raceway this evening for our race night, our Wednesday night race night. Race night number 14, to be specific, of the 2025 meet. We're about 18 minutes away from post time for race 1. 10 live races coming up tonight. We're glad you can join us. The track condition is fast and weather conditions overcast, a temperature of just 12 degrees Celsius, 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are out of the east at 21 kilometers an hour, 13 miles an hour. Humidity is at 77%. Taking a look at changes for tonight's card, we do not have any changes in races 1 or 2. There's a judge's scratch, transportation of number 5, Drink Like Henry in race 3. Scratch the 5 in race 3. No changes in races 4 or 5. There's an equipment change in race 6 on number 6, Bad Apple, who removes Murphy blind left and goes from blind to blinkers. And no further changes for the remainder of the card, races 7 through 10 tonight. It's a chilly evening here in the nation's capital, but some very good races lined up tonight here at Rideau Carleton. Taking a look at race 1, it's some of the best pacing mares at this track. Speaker Nancy from post 4 is 10-1 at the moment. And number 2, Anna's Wish for Robert Bernicki and Marie-Claude Auger is the 9-5 current favorite. My top choice here is number 3, DA Temptation for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. She was second on May 14th at this track. I thought she looked very sharp coming into the race, and she was beaten by Speaker Nancy. But I'm going to play her back on top of my ticket. Number 3, DA Temptation. Over 4, Speaker Nancy. 6, My Bitcoin. And 2, Anna's Wish in upcoming race 1. There's exactor, triactor, superfecta, and early daily double wagering available. Glenn Pearson is going back to number 4, Speaker Nancy here from the Mandy Archer stable. Robert Shepard driving. 21-1 is not likely to last on Speaker Nancy, but that's what the tote board says at the moment. Glenn is using number 3, DA Temptation, in the place spot, and then looking to the strong closer, number 5, Sobel Amber for trainer-driver Michel Legasse to show, and number 2, Anna's Wish, 4th in his superfecta ticket. We're about 14 minutes away from post time for race 1. The early pick 4 is coming up in race 2. Glenn Pearson's ticket is currently posted on screen for those who want to play ahead. It's a very economical ticket that Glenn has worked out here. 20-cent ticket beginning in race 2, where he's going with the 4 Stormont Friendly, 6 Armstead Fireball, and 7 Wildfire Blue Chip. He's got a single of number 2 Ciel Bleu in race 3. Going 2 deep in race 4 using the 2 Arizona Jackson and the 3 Monty's Gone Marble, and completing his ticket in race 5, the concluding leg, with number 2 My Midnight Lover, 4 Gimme a Corona, and 5 Fancy Lettering. My pick 4 is now posted. It's a little bit more complex than what Glenn has worked out. I see it a bit differently. Once again, our early pick 4 kicking off in race 2, a 20-cent base wager, 15% takeout. I like the 3 Southwind Mac and 5 Chick Chalk Rose in race 2. Then race 3 going 4 deep with these trotters. I predict an upset. It's a matter of figuring out who is going to catch number 2 Ciel Bleu on a current 3-race win streak. The 1 Synergy S impressed me last week and the start before that. And Robert Shepard staying loyal to Synergy S, who has the rail in race 3. I also think the 6 Sensi Amnesia, who made an uncharacteristic break from a tougher post position May 14th, is a player here in race 3. And the 3 Wish You'd Tell Me shows up a lot of the time when you'd least expect it. He's got post relief and faced interference on May 14th. So that's why the 4 horses in race 3. Race 4, I think Sea Laird should wire from the rail for Guy Gagnon and Mandy Archer. I have an insurance policy, though, of number 5, Day Delight, who set the pace on May 18th and makes a quick turnaround here. And also the returning number 6, Mr. John, back from Hippodrome 3R. He has a good record at this track for Pascal Berube. In race 5, going 3 deep there, D.A. Cinnamon Crunch with the turning point and Gimme a Corona. $14.40 for that ticket, a 20-cent pick 4. In the meantime, looking at race 1 with Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and early daily double wagering. There's a lot of support, 6-5 support for number 2, Anna's Wish. This mare does have a lot going for her. She's in my ticket, not my top choice, however. Anna's Wish started up first over from 5th, approaching the half last Wednesday, and got parked first over in 4th on the backstretch. She lost ground late, but did close in the field's co-second fastest, 28-2. That's the current favorite, number 2, Anna's Wish. Glenn's top choice here is number 4, Speaker Nancy, who cleared D.A. Temptation to make front early Wednesday and subsequently wired for Robert Shepard, who had 4 wins here on Sunday. My top pick is the 6-1, number 3, D.A. Temptation. First off the gate last Wednesday, briefly dueling with a first over Speaker Nancy on the first turn. D.A. Temptation had a pocket ride to the top of the stretch and ran out of racetrack. She closed in the field's co-second fastest, 28-2 for a place. And she got very good around this time last year at Rideau Carleton. DA Temptation took her 1:53.4 lifetime mark last May 23rd in an off-the-pace effort against similar company. She's 6-1 right now on the tote board. $3-1 the price on number 6, My Bitcoin, who broke her maiden at Rideau Carleton back on June 2nd, 2024, when driven by Stéphane Brosseau. My Bitcoin was second and first in her next 2 starts here before moving on to Hippodrome 3R and then racing in the States. My Bitcoin got covered up at the back of the field in Wednesday's 2025 Ottawa debut. She was caught behind a slowing Horizon Sealster and then loose at the top of the stretch, closing into traffic. She gets some mild post relief here. That's the 6, My Bitcoin. I'd like to thank Glenn Pearson for letting me know yesterday that Fiona, the Canada goose, who had been tending to her nest in the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle, Fiona welcomed 4 goslings. So congratulations to Fiona. She and her young seem to have left the nest, probably headed towards the infield pond to meet her husband there. So Fiona the goose, congratulations. And thank you to Farron and Glenn for passing along that note. For those who are at the track on Saturday evenings for Tammy Forgey's free-to-play, on-track only, handicapping contest, the jackpot just keeps growing. And coming up this Saturday evening, May 24th, the jackpot is up to $1,300. It hasn't been hit in several weeks. So try your luck if you're in the Ottawa area, even just passing through. You must be at the track, though, if you win, to collect your prize, and you must be on track as well in the Trackside Simulcast Lounge to fill out your ballot with your winners or your potential winners in Tammy's contest.
freaking night of my life, and wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good? Yeah, I'm feeling alright. 'Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'ma have the best freaking night of my life,
We're about 3 minutes away from post time for race 1 tonight at Rideau Carleton. Thanks again to all the players on track or at the OTB or online, Horse Player Interactive across Canada, or your high quality ADW in the United States offering this track. Race 1 coming up has an excellent field of pacing mares. And the current favorite, number 4, Speaker Nancy, the top choice of Glenn Pearson. The board actually quite volatile in the time it took me to say that. Number 5, Sobble Amber, has taken over as the even money favorite. She's coming in after a 5th place finish for catch driver Pascal Berube on May 14th in similar company. She was 3rd in her last start for trainer driver Michel Legasse after cutting the fractions in the Hippodrome 3R preferred handicap on May 3rd. And note, that wasn't a filly and mare preferred handicap. She was in with Light the Torch and Perpetual Rock. So 3rd against the boys at that level. Very good effort. It is a tough group here. With the right trip and racing luck, any of these can win. My top choice is number 3, DA Temptation, a generous 9-1 on the tote board right now, 2-1 morning line. She ran out of racetrack trying to hunt down Speaker Nancy on May 14th at this track. Speaker Nancy, a winning favorite on the front end for the returning Robert Shepard. And the top selection of Glenn Pearson. Who do you like? No changes in races 1 or 2. There's exactor, triactor, superfecta, and early daily double wagering available. The race 1 mares are coming towards the track from the Rideau Carleton backstretch for the post parade. The post parade is now on track for race 1. These pacers are fillies and mares who are non-winners of $50,000 lifetime, also eligible. Non-winners of $6,500 in their last 5 starts, also eligible. $20,000 claimers, and not listed preferred mares who draw outside. The purse is $8,000. Leading the post parade, number 1, Horizon Sealster, is owned by Julia Ferguson, Lloyd Stone, Coral Bailey, and Sean Vino, all of Ontario, trained by Ted McDonald, driven by William Waugh. Two is Anna's Wish, owned by Sylvain Cote of Joliette, Quebec, trained by Robert Bernicki, driven by Marie-Claude Auger. 3 is D.A. Temptation, owned by Pierre-Yvon Mondoux Incorporated of Morin Heights, Quebec, trained and driven by Guy Gagnon. 4 is the current 3-2 favorite, Speaker Nancy, owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore, Ontario, with the Ottawa Bob Racing Stable, trained by Mandy Archer. Robert Shepard drives. 5 is Sauble Amber, owned, trained, and driven by Michel Legacy of Terrebonne, Quebec. And rounding out this field from post 6 is My Bitcoin, owned and trained by Clément Lauzon-Autier of Mirabel, Quebec, and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. That's your field of 6 high-class pacing mares coming up in race 1. There were no changes in race 1 or 2. There's exactor, triactor, superfecta, and early daily double wagering available. We're zooming in to get a better look at number 4, Speaker Nancy, currently the 3-2 favorite. After she cleared D.A. Temptation to make front early last Wednesday, Speaker Nancy was home free. She wired for the returning Robert Shepard, holding off D.A. Temptation at the wire. D.A. Temptation was coming on again late, but Speaker Nancy held her off by half a length. That was her second win so far this year for the 6-year-old Artspeak mare. Very nice mare, a favorite of Jamie Copley, who is featured in the current issue of Atlantic Post Calls, looking back on his racing career and some of his favorite horses. And Speaker Nancy, definitely a top 3 for him. She's even money right now. I like the effort last week by D.A. Temptation, who has post 3 in race 1, currently at odds of 9-2. D.A. Temptation was first off the gate last Wednesday and briefly dueled with the first over Speaker Nancy on the first turn. She set the pocket to the top of the stretch, and in my opinion, she just ran out of racetrack. She came home in the field's co-second fastest, 28-2 for place. And as mentioned previously, D.A. Temptation got very good here last May and even took her lifetime mark of 153-4 at Rideau Carleton on May 23rd, 2024 in an off-the-pace effort. Now on screen, Glenn Pearson's early pick 4 ticket. He has mapped out our early pick 4 begins in race 2. The starter has called the field for race 1. Still time to play the early daily double. The mares are lining up now in front of the Rideau Carleton Grandstand. 1 is Horizon Sealster, William Waugh. 2, Anna's Wish for Marie-Claude Auger. That one already on the gate. 3, DA Temptation, Guy Gagnon. 4, Speaker Nancy for Robert Shepard. 5, Sauble Amber, Michel Legasse. And 6, My Bitcoin, Stéphane Pouliot. They're on the turn. Horizon Sealster and My Bitcoin. The last 2 line up as the starting gate moves on to the backstretch. They're quickly approaching the start. They're off and pacing. Horizon Sealster moving to the front early. DA Temptation up to her saddle number. Backing down to 4th on the inside. That's Anna's Wish as a second over. Speaker Nancy continues on and lands 3rd along the pylons. Fighting on, that's DA Temptation overtaking Horizon Sealster to land on the lead approaching the opening quarter. Speaker Nancy a couple of lengths back in 3rd. She's followed by Anna's Wish to the 27-3 opening quarter, and now they're coming past the grandstand the first time, led by DA Temptation and Guy Gagnon a length back. Horizon Sealster is 2nd, then it's Speaker Nancy 3rd, Anna's Wish 4th, 5th is Sauble Amber, and My Bitcoin trails this field. My Bitcoin is actually going to step out now for Stéphane Pouliot and launch first over from last as they approach the halfway point, getting there in 57-2, a 29-4 second panel for DA Temptation, who has widened her lead slightly. She's out there now by about a length and a half over next closest Horizon Sealster, following from 3rd and looking eager to make her move for Robert Shepard. That's Speaker Nancy as they head towards 3/4. Speaker Nancy staying in for now, but she looks to step out on the final turn. 4th along the inside, Anna's Wish. 2nd over from the back of the field, Sauble Amber. My Bitcoin trails but creeps up the pylons. 125 flat to 3/4, and DA Temptation trying to get the job done on the front end, confronted now by Horizon Sealster, battling down the lane. A wide move from Speaker Nancy, and it's DA Temptation, by a close head over Horizon Sealster, Speaker Nancy, and Anna's Wish, 153-2. These mares always provide a thrilling stretch drive. Leader DA Temptation fighting back against Horizon Sealster. First over on her outside to the wire. And look at Speaker Nancy charging 3 wide late. A close battle that appeared to be won by DA Temptation. And indeed it was at a price of 7-2 for Guy Gagnon. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now posted for race 1. 3, DA Temptation, the winner. 1, Horizon Sealster was 2nd. 3-5 favorite, number 4, Speaker Nancy, closed for show ahead of 2, Anna's Wish, 4th. 3-1-4-2, the unofficial top 4 order of finish. Please hold all tickets. Race 1 results are now official. And coming back to the Rideau Carleton winner's circle, official Race 1 winner number 3, DA Temptation. A 5-year-old bay mare by Sports Writer out of Tabou Sealster, owned by Pierre-Yvon Mondu Incorporated of Morin Heights, Quebec, bred by Dean and Ashley Wilson of Kerwood, Ontario, trained and driven by Guy Gagnon, and that is a new lifetime mark, 153-2, DA Temptation. Congratulations. Prices are now posted for Race 1, where number 3, DA Temptation, returns $9.90 to win. The $2 3-1 exactor pays $93.10. The $1 3-1-4 triactor returns $150.20, and the $1 superfecta 3-1-4-2 combination pays $304.30. The Race 1 rundown is now posted. Number 1, Horizon Sealster, was second. 2, Anna's Wish, finished fourth. 3, DA Temptation, the race winner for Guy Gagnon. 3 to 5 favorite number 4, Speaker Nancy, closed for show. 5, Sobble Amber was sixth. And 6, My Bitcoin was fifth. From the top down, your program should read 2-4-1-3-6-5. The fractions were 27-3 to the quarter, 57-2 at the half, 125 flat at 3/4, 153-2. The winning mile and a new lifetime mark for DA Temptation. It was a very close photo. But if you look at the screen, you can see the margin there. It was a diminishing head that allowed DA Temptation to hold off Horizon Sealster, a very good second. Race 2 is coming up next here at Rideau Carleton with Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and early pick 4 wagering. Glenn Pearson and myself have mapped out 20-cent pick 4 tickets. Mine is now displayed on screen. We see it quite differently tonight. I'm going with just 2 trotters in upcoming race 2. Number 3, Southwind Mac, and number 5, Chick Chalk Rose. Race 3, I think that's a very competitive event. Number 2, Ciel Bleu, is the horse to beat with a 3-race win streak underway for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. I'm using the 1, Synergy S, the 6, Sensi Amnesia, and also the 3, Wish Should Tell Me. Note in race 3, 5, Drink Like Henry is a transportation scratch. In race 4, going with the 1, Sea Laird, also 5, Day Delight, and 6, Mr. John. And in race 5, also 3 deep in that last leg, number 3, DA Cinnamon Crunch, my spot play. Also 1, The Turning Point, great lately for Marie-Claude O'Shea. And 4, Gimme a Corona. The current favorite in upcoming race 2 is number 6, Armstead Fireball for James Armitage and William Waugh, beaten by a head at Kawartha Downs on Saturday in Prospect Series action. Some class relief here for that current 8-5 shot. Armstead Fireball, the muscle mass 3-year-old colt, is one of Glenn Pearson's 3 horses in this first leg of the early pick 4 coming up in race 2. He's also using the 4-year-old mare, number 4, Stormont Friendly, and 7, Wildfire Blue Chip, rebounding after a break on May 14th and a vet scratch sick on April 30th. Glenn has faith that the win streak of Ciel Bleu, number 2, in race 3, will continue. That's his single, keeping the cost of this ticket down. In race 4, he likes a couple of horses. The fast closing number 2, Arizona Jackson, second by a length on May 18th. And also the 3, Monty's Gone Marble. The trotters are coming from the Rideau backstretch for the race 2 post parade. They are non-winners of $15,000 lifetime. Allowances for fillies and mares, non-winners of a race draw inside. The purse is $6,600. One is Silver Mass, owned by Silver Stables, Venison, Quebec, trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. Two is Candy Spot, owned by Orlando Stables Incorporated, La Salle, Quebec, trained by Jean Beauregard, driven by Jacques Baudouin. 3 is Southwind Mac, owned and trained by Jeremy Marcotte of Notre-Dame-de-la-Paix, Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. As we wait on number 4, Stormont Friendly, we're moving on to number 5, Chick Chalk Rose, owned by a numbered Quebec corporation. along with trainer-driver Marie-Claude Auger and Ariane Girard of Quebec. Here's the 4, Stormont Friendly, owned by Eric Baker of Long Sault, Ontario, trained and driven by Ryan Guy. 6 is Armstead Fireball, 2-1 co-favorite along with the 5. Armstead Fireball is owned by Ottawa Valley Racing Stable 3 of Dunrobin, Ontario, trained by James Armitage and driven by William Waugh. 7 is Wildfire Blue Chip, owned by Dunja Lovrenovic of Gatineau, Quebec, trained and driven by Phil Reed. On the outside is number 8, Miche Charme, owned by Denis and Jeremy Marcotte, Notre Dame de la Paix, Quebec, trained by Jeremy Marcotte, driven by Guy Gagnon. And 9, Silver Porsche, has the trailing post and adds Lasix. Silver Porsche is owned by Marie-Michelle Gabory, Venison, Quebec, trained by Stéphane Pouliot and driven by Robert Shepard. That's your field of 9 trotters for upcoming Race 2, Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and early Pick 4 wagering. It's a good size field and some inexperienced trotters, 4 years and younger here. We're getting a good look at number 6, Armstead Fireball, making the quick turnaround. This colt was second as beaten 3-5 favorite Saturday at Kawartha Downs after a pocket ride behind the winner, That Dude. Armstead Fireball missed by a head, trotting the field's fastest last quarter of 30 flat. Some class relief after that Prospect Series start. Number 6, Armstead Fireball, back in line to William Waugh after that May 17th start for Samuel Filion. Favoritism has shifted towards my top choice here. My best bet, actually, the 5, at odds of 7-5 right now. Chick Chalk Rose getting major post relief in her second seasonal start. She gradually retreated to near last off the gate here last Wednesday and came second over 7th following the cover of Northern Professor approaching the second turn. Chick Chalk Rose went 3 wide for the stretch drive and jumped it off when Northern Professor broke to her inside. This filly won her first 3 qualifiers and first 2 starts last year at Hippodrome 3R. That's the 5, Chick Chalk Rose, a 3-year-old daughter of royalty for life out of the good mare Torches Angel, who Rideau Carleton players may remember as a preferred winner at this track late in her career. This is a deep field on the inexperienced side. Glenn is leaning towards the 6, Armstead Fireball, currently at odds of 5-2, and I like the 5, Chick Chalk Rose, 3-2 right now, but lots of others in this field will be of interest. I'd keep an eye on number 3, Southwind Mac, first to the front last Wednesday, overtaken late. The starter has called the field for race 2, which kicks off our early pick 4. It's great when a race like this has no changes. What you see is what you get on the program page and on the track. They're lining up now for race 2. Still time to play the early pick 4. 1 is Silver Mass, Stéphane Pouliot. 2, Candy Spot, Jacques Baudouin. 3, Southwind Mac, Pascal Berube. 4, Stormont Friendly, Ryan Guy. 5, Chick Chalk Rose, Marie-Claude Auger. 6, Armstead Fireball, William Mois. 7, Wildfire Blue Chip, Phil Reed. 8, Miche Charm, Guy Gagnon. And the trailer is 9, Silver Porsche for Robert Shepard. They're on the turn. They're not all in line. Candy Spot gapping, as is Stormont Friendly, as the starting gate turns onto the backstretch. They're quickly approaching the start. They're off and trotting, surging early. Southwind Mac for Pascal Berube, straight to the front. And in hot pursuit early, that's Armstead Fireball, first over, up into second on the outside. Caught first over in third now is Stormont Friendly. Actually make it second over because Armstead Fireball hasn't cleared to the front. Southwind Mac giving some resistance there before settling for the early pocket trip to the opening quarter, with Armstead Fireball reaching that point first in 28-1. He's opened up now by 2 lengths. That's Southwind Mac second, up into third on the outside. A first over Wildfire Blue Chip, fourth and caught in Silver Mass. Behind him in fifth is Stormont Friendly. Then sixth is Candy Spot along the inside. Gapping cover, but stepping out to come second over from third last. Chick Chalk Rose is underway now for Marie-Claude Auger. And the last 2 are Miche Charm and Silver Porsche. 59 flat to the halfway point up front and still leading by a length and a half. That's Armstead Fireball. On the move, Wildfire Blue Chip sits second now outside of Southwind Mac, who's fighting back for second. Moving up the inside, Stormont Friendly gaining ground en route to 3/4, reached in 1:28-4 by the freewheeling Armstead Fireball, still in control. Hunting him down, Wildfire Blue Chip continues on, going 3 wide late. Chick Chalk Rose, it's a battle down the stretch now. Armstead Fireball trying to see this through, still in pursuit. Wildfire Blue Chip widest, that is Chick Chalk Rose, too late to catch Armstead Fireball and William Mois, who get the victory over Wildfire Blue Chip, Chick Chalk Rose, possibly Stormont Friendly for fourth, 1:59-2. Armstead Fireball gets the win by a convincing late margin. A perfect trip for driver William Mois. Wildfire Blue Chip, very good for second despite the tough post. Chick Chalk Rose coming on late for show. The unofficial top 4 finishers are now posted for race 2. 8 to 5 co-favorite number 6 Armstead Fireball, the race winner for William Waugh. Second at odds of 8 to 1 number 7 Wildfire Blue Chip. 5 Chick Chalk Rose, the 8 to 5 co-favorite, finished third ahead of 4 Stormont Friendly. 6, 7, 5, 4, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 2. Please hold all tickets. Now back in the Rideau Carleton winner's circle for well-deserved Pats. It's unofficial race 2 winner, number 6, Armstead Fireball. A 3-year-old bay colt by Muscle Mass out of Magical Anna, owned by Ottawa Valley Racing Stable 3 of Dunrobin, Ontario. Bred by trainer James Armitage of Dunrobin, Ontario. Driven to victory by William Waugh. That's the first seasonal win for Armstead Fireball in his third race of the year, and a new lifetime mark, 159 and 2. Congratulations, Armstead Fireball and William Waugh. And results are now official for race 2. Prices are posted for race 2, where 6 Armstead Fireball returns $5.30 to win. The $2 early double, 3-6, pays $43.10. The $2 6-7 exactor pays $40 even. It's $81.65 for the $1 try, $6.75 and $393.05 if you had the $1 superfecta, 6-7-5-4 combination. The race 2 rundown is now on screen. 1, Silver Mass was 5th in a dead heat. 2, Candy Spot, 9th. 3, Southwind Mac was 8th. 4, Stormont Friendly, 4th. 8 to 5, co-favorite number 5, Chick Chalk Rose was 3rd. 6, Armstead Fireball, an 8 to 5 winning favorite for William Waugh. 7, Wildfire Blue Chip closed for place. 8, Miche Charm was 7th, and 9, Silver Portia was 5th in a dead heat. From the top down, your program should read 5DH 9843127 The fractions were 28 and 1 to the quarter, 59 flat at the half, 128 and 4 3/4, 159 and 2. The winning mile, a new lifetime mark for Armstead Fireball. We're turning the page to look at race 3. Also on the trot with exactor, triactor, superfecta, and early pick 3 wagering. This field is scratched down to 6. Number 5, Drink Like Henry, a judge's scratch, transportation. Our middle pick 4 is coming up in race 4. Glenn Pearson's ticket, currently on screen, 20-cent base wager. Glenn has mapped it out. In race 4, going with the 2, Arizona Jackson, and the 3, Monty's Gone Marble. 3 deep in race 5 with the 2, My Midnight Lover, the 4, Gimme a Corona, and the 5, Fancy Lettering. He singles number 8, Carson Star Choice for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon in race 6. And race 7, going with the 1, Southwind Russian, who should win easily if he minds his manners, for Stefan Pouliot. The 4, Riviera Beach, a contender for Mandy Archer and Guy Gagnon. And the 5, CrossFit for Vic Putty and Marie-Claude Auger, who hasn't missed the exactor at this track this year for Marie-Claude. That's the 5, CrossFit completing. Glenn's second pick 4 ticket, the middle pick 4, kicking off in race 4. In the meantime, race 3 is coming up next, and Ciel Bleu, the 2, getting all the respect. 4 to 5 right now on the board for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. Ciel Bleu, already a 4-time winner this season, with a current 3-race win streak underway. Guy Gagnon, already the winner of race 1 with his own trainee DA Temptation. Looking for another winning trainee in upcoming race 3, number 2, Ciel Bleu. I have a pick 4 ticket, a little bit more complex and costly than Glenn's. Coming up in race 4, that is our second of the 3 pick 4 sequences tonight. I like the 1, Sea Laird. Also, the 5, Day Delight, and 6, Mr. John. In race 5, going with the 3, DA Cinnamon Crunch, getting some class relief for Ryan Guy and Macy Castle. 1, The Turning Point, with post relief for Robert Bernicki and Marie-Claude Auger. And the 4, Gimme a Corona, a contender who missed by a head last week. In race 6, the 1, Party Vibes, adds Lasix and makes a second seasonal start. Coming to Rideau Carleton for Marc-Andre Simoneau and Pascal Berube. I think the 2, Saskabush Steve, has been closing well lately for Alain Martin and driver Robert Shepard. And the 4, I'm a Dude, for Stefan Pouliot, was fighting hard against Carson Star Choice on May 14th. He's a definite contender in race 6. Note that Bad Apple, 6 in race 6, has an equipment change going blind to blinkers and removing Murphy blind left. Completing that pick 4, I'm using 1 Southwind Russian, 4 Riviera Beach, and 5 CrossFit in race 7. But returning to race 3, coming up next here, the only change is the scratch of 5 Drink Like Henry. The trotters are coming towards the track for the race 3 post parade. Here comes the race 3 post parade. These trotters are non-winners of $30,000 lifetime. Allowances for fillies and mares. Also eligible $18,000 claimers and also eligible non-winners of $3,000 in their last 5 starts. One is Synergy S, owned by Sylvain Lacaille of Saint-Paul-de-Joliette, Quebec, trained by Kelly Duval-Lacaille, driven by Robert Shepard. 2 is the current 1-2 favorite, Ciel Bleu, owned by Écurie Guy Gagnon Incorporated and Gestion Louis Latulippe Incorporated of Quebec, trained and driven by Guy Gagnon. 3 is Wish You'd Tell Me, owned and trained by Gerard Vaillancourt of Kemptville, Ontario, driven by William Waugh. 4 is Napoleon Hill, owned by Joan Castle of Smiths Falls, Ontario, trained by Macy Castle and driven by Pascal Berube. 5, Drink Like Henry, is a Judge's Scratch transportation. 6 is Sensi Amnesia, owned, trained, and driven by Marie-Claude Auger of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. And completing this field from post 7, J.M. Stella, owned by Ferme Canico Farm Incorporated of Saint-Bernard-de-l'École, Quebec, trained by Kelly Duval-Lacaille. Sylvain Lacaille is in the sulky. That's your field for upcoming race 3, exact or triact or superfecta and pick 3 wagering. It's a field scratched down to 6 trotters. We're getting a better look now at number 2, Ciel Bleu, 3-5 favorite. He took command after the opening quarter to win on the front end here last Wednesday, easily holding off J.M. Stella down the stretch. Ciel Bleu is a streaky trotter. His previous 4-race Rideau Carleton win streak came to an end on December 8th of last year when Donna Tover cut the mile with runner-up Wish You'd Tell Me in the pocket. But Ciel Bleu going strong right now, looking good, and a 3-race win streak with the smallest winning margin being 1 open length. He has been very sharp lately. 4 wins from 12 starts this season. The 1 Synergy S is interesting to me. He's 5-1. He wired in his most recent start from the Rideau Rail, April 30th. He took back to 5th for Robert Shepard here Wednesday and raced single file 5th behind the early leader Sensi Amnesia to the quarter. Synergy S stepped out first over on the second turn, advancing uncovered into second on the backstretch. He was caught outside of the breaker, Sensi Amnesia, near 3/4 and held on for show behind the 3-5 winning favorite, Ciel Bleu, and his fast-closing stablemate, JM Stella. That's the one, Synergy S. 9-2, the price on number 6, Sensi Amnesia, who gets some post relief here, and it's multiplied after the scratch of Drink Like Henry. Sensi Amnesia outsprinted Stomper Tom off the gate on Sunday and was circled by Ciel Bleu in front of the grandstand. She spontaneously broke stride, approaching 3/4, but trotted the fastest mile of her life in her previous start, a 1:56.4 performance, when Sensi Amnesia finished second to Ciel Bleu. So in her latest start, which was actually last Wednesday, not Sunday, she did make a break for no clear cause, but she was quite good leading up to that point for Marie-Claude Auger. Sensi Amnesia, a homebred for Marie-Claude. 8-1 right now. The starter has called the field for race 3. This is your final opportunity to play the pick 3 that begins here. The trotters are lining up in front of the grandstand. 1 is Synergy S for Robert Shepard. 2, Ciel Bleu, Guy Gagnon. 3, Wish You'd Tell Me, William Waugh. 4, Napoleon Hill, Pascal Berube. 5, Drink Like Henry is scratch. 6 is Sensi Amnesia for Marie-Claude Auger. And 7, JM Stella for Sylvain Lacaille. They're on the turn. Robert Shepard looks to be timing the gate with Synergy S. The rest have their noses on the gate, and it's now turning onto the backstretch, approaching the start of race 3. They're off and trotting and pushing through early. Ciel Bleu and Guy Gagnon move to the front with Wish You'd Tell Me on the outside. Synergy S tough along the inside and fighting for that pocket position. Wish You'd Tell Me now backing down to third. Sensi Amnesia going to retreat between Napoleon Hill and JM Stella to find a space at the back of this field. JM Stella is caught wide last as they go past the opening quarter of 28-1, led by the 1-9 Ciel Bleu. Out there for Guy Gagnon, a good length ahead of Synergy S, the pocket sitter. Then it's Wish You'd Tell Me third. Tightening up now, closing the gap in fourth is Napoleon Hill. It's a gap of 2 lengths back to Sensi Amnesia, who follows from fifth, and JM Stella trails along the pylons. They're single file to the halfway point. 58-3, a 30-2 second panel breather for the leader, and that's the favorite. Ciel Bleu still doing good things on the front end, stalked by Synergy S, yet to make a move out of second. Following back in third, that's Wish You'd Tell Me. Moving on the outside into fifth, Sensi Amnesia is outside of fourth place, Napoleon Hill, and gearing up, looking to make a move now from the back of the field. JM Stella, 1:27.3 at 3/4, and still leading. Ciel Bleu trying to wire this field. Here comes Wish You'd Tell Me, first over at the top of the stretch, and on a bit of a steppy move there. Synergy S backing down to third. Ciel Bleu opening up by 3. He's a confident winner. The win streak uninterrupted. Finishing second was Wish You'd Tell Me. JM Stella closed for show, 1:56.2. Ciel Bleu, too good once again. A perfect front-end trip for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. Wish You'd Tell Me, coming on well for the place spot as Synergy S dropped back despite a good pocket ride. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now posted for race 3. 1-9 favorite, number 2, Ciel Bleu. The winner once again, his 4th consecutive victory at Rideau Carleton, and that is the second driving win of the night for Guy Gagnon. 3, Wish You'd Tell Me was second. 7, J.M. Stella closed for show ahead of 6, Sensi Amnesia. 2, 3, 7, 6, the unofficial top 4 order of finish for race 3. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton winners enclosure, unofficial race 3 winner, the 1-9 favorite, number 2, Ciel Bleu, getting his 4th win in a row at this track. Ciel Bleu, a 7-year-old bay gelding by Muscle Mass at a Volonté, owned by Écurie Guy Gagnon Incorporated with Gestillon Louis Latulippe Incorporated of Quebec. Ciel Bleu was bred by Écurie Provocante, Quebec, and trained and driven by Guy Gagnon. 1:56 for the mile by Ciel Bleu. And race 3 results are now official. Prices are posted for race 3. Number 2, Ciel Bleu, returns $2.20 to win. The $2 exactor, 2-3 combination pays $7.30. It's $13.55 for the $1 triactor, 2-3-7 combination, and $29.45 for the $1 super, 2-3-7-6 ticket. The race 3 rundown is now posted. 1, Synergy S finished 5th. 2, Ciel Bleu was a winning 1-9 favorite for Guy Gagnon. 3, Wish You'd Tell Me was 2nd. 4, Napoleon Hill 6th. 5, Drink Like Henry scratched. 6, Sensi Amnesia 4th. And 7, JM Stella was 3rd. From the top down, your program should read 5, 1, 2, 6, scratch, 4, 3. The fractions were 28 and 1 to the quarter, 58 and 3 at the half, 127 and 3 at 3/4, 156 and 2 for Ciel Bleu in his 4th consecutive win. We'd like to wish a happy birthday to Zoe Sutherland from family, friends, and everyone at Rideau Carleton. Enjoy your race night, Zoe, and have a very happy birthday. I'd also like to send out best wishes to a track record holder from Rideau Carleton, Logan Park, a 152 and 4 winner here. At age 3, that track record still stands. And he is participating in the Elite Lop at Solvalla, Sweden on Sunday, the 25th of May. That's one of the most prestigious trotting races in the world. He's the only North American-based trotter in that race. And it's 2 heats followed by a same-day final. It will be on Horseplayer Interactive. So you'll want to cheer on the Canadian representative, Logan Park, a Rideau Carleton track record holder going to the Elite Lop this Sunday. Best of luck, Logan Park. Race 4 is coming up, and we're switching over to the pace. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and Pick 4 wagering available here. There's another strong favorite after a race won by a strong favorite. Guy Gagnon also driving. The favorite here, number 1, Sea Laird, who was claimed in his most recent start here and now races for the Mandy Archer stable. Sea Laird has some back class to him. 1 win so far this season, and that was for Guy Gagnon from the rail on April 30th. He's above that classification, but as mentioned, lots of back class, and being reunited with Guy Gagnon from the rail certainly benefits the front-end loving Sea Laird. 1-5 right now on the tote board. As we wait for the race 4 post parade to come on track, just a look at track handicapper selections. I am putting Sea Laird on top here on the quick turnaround. I think 5 Day Delight could be a factor. He cut fractions under persistent first over pressure from Sports Activator on Sunday and got swarmed in the stretch. And 6 Mr. John makes his first Ottawa appearance since August 18th of last year, when he ran out of racetrack, finishing 4th from post 8. This is a first start Lasix for Mr. John, who took his lifetime mark racing on and near the front end here, June 20th, 2024. Glenn Pearson going with the 3 here. Monty's Gone Marble for John McMillan and Marie-Claude Auger. Monty's Gone Marble was second in a dead heat on May 18th at this track, behind winner Thrilling Times. He cut the mile, for Murray Claude. It was a very good effort. And he is 17-1 as Glenn's top selection here. Glenn going to number 2, Arizona Jackson in the place spot. That one making a quick turnaround for Kara Stacey and Clark Stacey, closing impressively in 28-3, just a length behind winner Stonebridge Jermez at the wire on May 18th. Glenn is using number 4, Love My Rockin' Bird, for Vic Putty and Robert Shepard in the show spot, and putting Sealaird 4th in his ticket. And the Pacers are coming on track for the Race 4 Post Parade. They are non-winners of $950 per start in their last 10, with non-winners of a race this season allowed $150. They race for a purse of $7,800. Leading the post parade, the current 2-5 favorite, number 1, Sealaird, owned by Darren Tingley of Wendover, Ontario, with Dwayne Tingley of Timberlea, Nova Scotia. Mandy Archer trains. Guy Gagnon is in the sulky. Two is Arizona Jackson, owned by Robin Morley of Mildmay, Ontario, trained by Kara Stacey, driven by Clark Stacey. 3 is Monty's Gone Marble, owned by Jeff and April Murphy of Iroquois, Ontario, trained by John McMillan, driven by Marie-Claude Auger. 4 is Love My Rockin' Bird, owned by Limco Incorporated, Chateauguay, Quebec, trained by Vic Putty, and driven by Robert Shepard. 5 is Day Delight, owned by Triple S Equine of Newton, Ontario, trained by Vic Putty and driven by William Waugh. And completing this field from post 6 and adding Lasix, Mr. John, owned and trained by Alain Fillon of Sherbrooke, Quebec. Pascal Berube is in the bike. That's your field of 6 Pacers for upcoming Race 4 here at Rideau Carleton. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and Middle Pick 4 wagering. Now, there are no changes in Races 4 or 5, but if you are playing the Pick 4 that begins here, take note, there's an equipment change in Race 6 on the 6, Bad Apple, going blind to blinkers and removing Murphy blind left. That's Bad Apple, the 6 in Race 6. No changes in Race 7. We're zooming in on Sealaird, the 3-5 favorite. Claimed Sunday, making the quick turnaround after an overland trip last Wednesday. He also had an overland trip on May 18th. Sealaird just missed catching Day Trader at the wire in his most recent start. He is significantly up in class, but he crushed on the front end in his previous start from the Rideau Rail for Guy Gagnon on April 30th. In my middle pick 4, beginning here in Race 4, I am going 3 deep. I don't think Sealaird is an easy horse to single simply because he's up in class. Otherwise, he has a lot going for him here. I'm also using 5 Day Delight. He and William Waugh cut fractions under pressure from Sports Activator on Sunday and got swarmed in the stretch. He's 7-2 right now from post 5, Day Delight, and William Waugh, already the driver of a winner on tonight's card. He was victorious in race 2 with Armstead Fireball. Mr. John from post 6, 10-1, the longest odds on the tote board. He was first to the front Sunday at Hippodrome 3R at odds of 16-1. He sat the pocket behind Mickey Makes Some Speed and got boxed in approaching 3/4. He was loose late. Mr. John wired at Rideau Carleton last July 18th at a lower classification for the same connections, Pascal Berube and Alain Fillon. From post 6, Mr. John is the other that I'm using in this 3-deep leg of the middle pick 4. In race 5, also going with 3 horses, I'm using Top Choice number 3, DA Cinnamon Crunch, as well as 1, The Turning Point, getting some post relief, and 4, Gimme a Corona for Archer and Gagnon. In race 6, Party Vibes, adding Lasix from the rail. Looks good to me. Also, the 2, Saskabush Steve, closing well lately for Robert Shepard, who stays on board. And the 4, I'm a Dude, fought hard against Carson Star Choice on May 14th. He's a must-play in race 6. In the concluding leg of the middle pick 4, I'm using 1, Southwind Russian, his own worst enemy. If he doesn't break, he should cruise here for Stéphane Pouliot. I'm also using 5, CrossFit, as mentioned, hasn't missed the exactor this season at this track when driven by Marie-Claude Auger. And then for Riviera Beach, a beaten favorite for Mandy Archer and Guy Gagnon in his latest. The starter has called the race 4 Pacers. This is your last reminder. If you'd like to play the middle pick 4, it begins here. The Pacers are lining up. 1 is Sea Laird for Guy Gagnon. 2, Arizona Jackson, Clark Stacey. 3, Monty's Gone Marble, Marie-Claude Auger. 4, Love My Rockin' Bird, Robert Shepard. 5, Day Delight, William Waugh. And 6, Mr. John, Pascal Berube. They're perfectly lined up on the turn. The race 4 Pacers are now on the backstretch. Mr. John, a little behind the others. They're off and pacing and moving between horses. Arizona Jackson sprinting off the gate for Clark Stacey, shadowing him from the outside now. Day Delight is coming on first over and going to settle in the pocket. It's 3 lengths back to third, Sea Laird, and then he's followed from 4th by Monty's Gone Marble. Out and moving to challenge Day Delight, and William Waugh tried to get around Arizona Jackson, but took back to the pocket. 26-3, a fast opening quarter, our fastest of the night, leading the way in front of the grandstand the first time. That's Arizona Jackson, a length behind him. Day Delight all over the helmet of Clark Stacey in second. Sea Laird follows single file third, just ahead of Monty's Gone Marble. At the back, Love My Rockin' Bird, and trailing to this point is Mr. John. Single file to the halfway point, still in charge up front, Arizona Jackson, 57 flat to the halfway point, and now underway, first over, sticking ahead in front of Day Delight as he moves into second. Sea Laird for Guy Gagnon, shuffled back and caught in now. Day Delight is third along the pylons, second over, fourth. Monty's Gone Marble, moving well, caught in second last, nowhere to go for Love My Rockin' Bird, and third over from the back of the field, Mr. John. 3 in, 3 out at 3/4, 125 flat, fighting back. That's Arizona Jackson, shrugging off Sea Laird as that's Monty's Gone Marble, winding up and looking to follow him late. Mr. John, they turn for home. Arizona Jackson trying to get away from the rest. Day Delight closing in late for William Waugh, and it's going to be Day Delight by a white nose and a neck over Arizona Jackson. Tight for show. May have been Love My Rockin' Bird on the inside. 153-2. A stretch duel between Arizona Jackson on the inside, trying to go gate to wire for Clark Stacey, but getting stung late by Day Delight and William Waugh. That's William's second driving win of the card, and the first seasonal victory for Day Delight, 153-2. Unofficial results are now posted for race 4 at odds of 3-1. A mild upset for number 5, Day Delight, over 2, Arizona Jackson, who was second after cutting the fractions. 4, Love My Rockin' Bird, closed for show up the inside at odds of 14-1, edging out the 1-2 favorite, number 1, Sea Laird, who was fourth. 5-2-4-1, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 4. Please hold all tickets. Now back in the Rideau Carleton winner circle, unofficial race 4 winner, number 5, Day Delight. He's an 8-year-old brown gelding by Bettor's Delight out of Kim's Royal Day, owned by Triple S Equine of Newton, Ontario, bred by Winback Farm, Chesapeake City, Maryland, trained by Vic Putty and driven by William Waugh, his second driving win of the card. And that's the first seasonal victory for Day Delight in start number 7, and he's feeling good out there. 153-2. Race 4 results are now official. Prices are now posted for race 4, where number 5, Day Delight, returns $8.70 to win. The $2.52 exactor pays $24. It's $41.35 for the $1.524 triactor and $96.80 for the $1 superfecta. 5-2-4-1. The race 4 rundown is now on screen. 1-2 favorite Sealaird finished 4th. 2, Arizona Jackson finished 2nd. 3, Monty's Gone Marble was 5th. 4, Love My Rockin' Bird closed for show. 5, Day Delight was the race winner for William Waugh. And 6, Mr. John was 6th. From the top down, your program should read 4-2-5-3-1-6. The fractions were 26 and 3 to the quarter, 57 flat at the half, 125 flat at 3/4, 153 and 2, the winning mile, and the first 2025 victory for number 5, Day Delight. Race 5 is coming up next with exactor, triactor, superfecta, and pick 3 wagering. It's a deep field of 5 pacing fillies and mares. A very nice group here. Currently on screen, it has my name on it. Those are actually Glenn Pearson's selections, I believe, for upcoming race 5. He likes the 5 fancy lettering on top. He's also using 4, Gimme a Corona. But fancy lettering, his top choice, the 5, currently is sitting at 5-1 on the board. My top choice in race 5 is actually my spot play of the card. I'd considered making her a best bet. She's 7-1 right now from post 3. D.A. Cinnamon Crunch, who raced single file 3rd behind Speaker Nancy on Wednesday. There we go. D.A. Cinnamon Crunch, my spot play. So D.A. Cinnamon Crunch followed Speaker Nancy last Wednesday and gained ground late up the inside path. She was a competitive show finisher at odds of 60-1, and she gets the steepest class relief in this field. She paced the field's fastest closing quarter last Wednesday of 28-1. The 153-2 individual mile was also the quickest of her career, so she's sharp and she's 9-1 on the tote board. Number 3, D.A. Cinnamon Crunch. I made her a spot play, number 3, D.A. Cinnamon Crunch, because I don't think this race is an easy one to win, with number 1, the Turning Point, getting the post relief she's getting. She ran out of racetrack here last Wednesday after following the cover of First Over Better Catch Girl from 5th approaching the second turn. The Turning Point got parked with excess cover on the backstretch and was 3 wide at 3/4. She wired from the Rideau rail at a lower level on April 23rd. So dangerous from the inside post. The Turning Point is 2-1 right now. The favorite at 6-5, make that 3-2 odds right now, is number 4, Gimme a Corona, a beaten 1-5 favorite in her latest. She closed in the field's fastest 28-2 last quarter for place Wednesday. Gimme a Corona had a 3rd over move from last approaching the half and got caught in last along the backstretch. She was 4 wide on the final turn and nearly stung Share the Moment at the wire. That's the 4, Gimme a Corona. Another to watch here, 7-2 right now. Number 2, My Midnight Lover, who was paced sub 154 miles in her last 2 starts here against males. She dueled gamely down the stretch May 4th and 11th against Arson Seelster and now moves up in class. Pascal Berube drives because her former driver, Marie-Claude Auger, has opted for the turning point from the rail, currently at odds of 3-1. For those wondering about the Pick 5, with 10 races tonight, that's coming up in race 6. Glenn Pearson has mapped out his ticket, and he's singling number 8, Carson Star Choice, in the first leg. Again, that's coming up in race 6. The Pacers are coming on track for the race 5 post parade. The Race 5 Pacers are fillies and mares who are non-winners of $30,000 lifetime, with non-winners of a race this year allowed $8,500. Also eligible $15,000 claimers. They race for a purse of $7,000. Leading the post parade, number 1 is The Turning Point, owned by trainer Robert Bernicki of Quebec, driven by Marie-Claude Auger. 2 is My Midnight Lover, owned and trained by Eric Lafleur of Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. 3 is the current 8-5 favorite, DA Cinnamon Crunch, owned by Keith Castle of Smiths Falls, Ontario, trained by Macy Castle. Ryan Guy drives. 2-1 co-favorite with DA Cinnamon Crunch is the 4, Gimme a Corona, owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore and Kimberly Eaton of Brockville, with Muriel Smith of Chesterville, Ontario, trained by Mandy Archer, driven by Guy Gagnon. And from the outside, it's the 5, Fancy Lettering, owned and trained by John McMillan of Odessa, Ontario, Robert Shepard in the sulky. A competitive field of 5 filly and mare pacers in upcoming race 5. No changes, exactor, triactor, superfecta, and pick 3 wagering. We're getting a closer look now at DA Cinnamon Crunch, the 4-year-old Captain Crunch mare. She's 0 for 10 this season. However, she's been racing well, and when you look at the company she's been keeping, she's been up against some tougher mares. She's been in against Speaker Nancy and DA Temptation May 14th. She was coming back after being scratch sick on May 4th, but she's had a very good season so far with 7 show finishes and a place finish. She's winless this year, but again, I think it comes down to who she's been in with in a lot of cases. She's faced some tough colts like Arson Sealster and Scandia Hannibal. She was one of them in the field when Horizon Sealster's win streak was getting underway, and she hit the board on both occasions. She stepped up in class significantly for May 14th, and at 60-1, a very impressive effort to finish 3rd behind DA Temptation and Speaker Nancy. 5-2 right now for number 3, DA Cinnamon Crunch, back in line to her regular driver, Ryan Guy. There are no long shots in race 5. Glenn Pearson likes the 5 here, 5-2 right now. Fancy lettering for owner-trainer John McMillan. A beaten favorite on Saturday at Kawartha Downs, finishing second behind Blew Me a Kiss. She was a winner the start before that on Mother's Day here at Rideau Carleton with a pocket ride and a late move, overtaking Stonebridge Hermes and holding off her stablemate Gascoigne Sunday. Just one filly in the field. That's the 2, My Midnight Lover. And the starter has called the pacing fillies and mares for race 5. This is your last opportunity to play the pick 3 that kicks off here. They're lining up now, already very eager. First behind the gate, number 1, the turning point for Marie-Claude Auger. 2 is My Midnight Lover for Pascal Berube. 3, D.A. Cinnamon Crunch, Ryan Guy. 4, Gimme a Corona, Guy Gagnon. And on the outside, 5, Fancy Lettering for Robert Shepard. They're gradually lining up behind the gate. The field is on the turn now. They're on the backstretch. They're all in line except My Midnight Lover, about a length behind. And they're off and pacing. Instantly a battle between the turning point and D.A. Cinnamon Crunch, who are out front and about 4 lengths ahead of next closest Fancy Lettering as they match strides around the first turn. Gapping in 4th, that's Gimme a Corona, and getting away last in the field was the filly My Midnight Lover, taking no prisoners up front. The turning point takes over at the turn for the quarter, 26-1, fastest of the night. But right on her heels, that's D.A. Cinnamon Crunch, keeping close tabs. It's about 4 lengths back to Fancy Lettering, who's narrowing that margin as she catches up in 3rd. 2 lengths behind her, also narrowing the margin in 4th, Gimme a Corona. And stepping out first over from the back of the field now, My Midnight Lover for Pascal Berube as they circle towards the half. And that one has flushed out Fancy Lettering, who's now first over from 3rd. They went by the half in 56-4, a 30-3 second panel breather for the turning point, who's confronted by the first over Fancy Lettering out there in 2nd for Robert Shepard now. D.A. Cinnamon Crunch following from 3rd along the pylons. 2nd over, but gapping cover in 4th is Gimme a Corona. And at the back of the field, My Midnight Lover. They reach 3/4 in 125 flat. Fancy Lettering is continuing to match strides with the turning point. Here comes D.A. Cinnamon Crunch leaving the pylons, and a late move now underway from Gimme a Corona as they turn for home. The turning point has seen her lead evaporate. Fancy Lettering making front but charging still wider. Gimme a Corona going to win by a half length. Finishing 2nd was Fancy Lettering. Close for show. My Midnight Lover coming on late may have taken the show spot. 154-1. At Rideau Carleton, Boy, the stretch drives are pretty thrilling. Some great ones tonight. 3-5 favorite. Number 4, Gimme a Corona, comes through for Guy Gagnon. 5, Fancy Lettering, finishing a good second. We've got the race 5 unofficial results posted for the top 4. Number 4, Gimme a Corona, victorious for Guy Gagnon, his 3rd driving win of the card. 5, Fancy Lettering was second. 2, My Midnight Lover, closed for show ahead of 3, DA Cinnamon Crunch. 4, 5, 2, 3, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 5. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton winners enclosure, unofficial race 5 winner, number 4, Gimme a Corona. A 5-year-old bay mare by Control the Moment out of Western Jewel, owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore, Ontario, with Kimberly Eaton of Brockville and Muriel Smith of Chesterville, Ontario. She was bred by 83 Racing, Ontario, trained by Mandy Archer. That's a 3rd driving win of the night for Guy Gagnon. A frisky Gimme a Corona gets the win. 1:54 and 1, just missing her seasonal best. And results are now official for race 5. Prices are posted for race 5. Number 4, Gimme a Corona, returns $3.50 to win. The $2.45 exactor pays $12 and change. The $1 pick 3, 254, 3 of 3 pays $9.75. It's $34.70 if you went 4 for 4 in the pick 4. That's the dollar price. If you had it for 20 cents, 4 of 4 pays just $6.94 thanks to some favorites. 6-2-5-4, the winning combination in the early pick 4. The $1 triactor pays $25.65 for the 452 $1 ticket, and it's $56.05 if you had the $1 superfecta in race 5, 4, 5, 2, 3, the winning combination. The race 5 rundown is now posted. Pace setter number 1, The Turning Point, ended up 5th. 2, My Midnight Lover, closed well for show. 3, DA Cinnamon Crunch, ended up 4th. 4, Gimme a Corona was a 3-5 winning favorite for Guy Gagnon, his 3rd winning drive of the card, and win number 7 this year for Gimme a Corona. 5, Fancy Lettering, finished 2nd. From the top down, your program should read 5-3-4-1-2. The fractions were 26-1 to the quarter, 56-4 at the half, 125 flat at 3/4, 154-1, the latest win for Gimme a Corona. Race 6 is coming up next with exactor, triactor, high 5 and pick 5 wagering. There's one change in upcoming race 6, an equipment change on the 6. Bad Apple going blind bridle to blinkers and removing Murphy blind left. For those new to wagering, it's always good to mention a high 5 is where you pick the top 5 finishers in order in race 6. A pick 5 is where you pick 5 winners in a row, races 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You can pick multiple horses as possibilities to win in each leg of the pick 5, just as you can pick multiple horses for different positions in the high 5. The pacers are approaching the track now from the Rideau Carleton backstretch for race 6. It's a strong field of 9. Another very competitive race, and the 5 Woodmere Gaelic, the current 9-5 favorite for Steve Bellil and driver Clark Stacey. As we wait for the pacers to come on track for the race 6 post parade. Well, they're coming out now. Just take note, some claims rolling in for upcoming race 7. CrossFit has been claimed in race 7. Also a claim entered on Riviera Beach in race 7. Race 6 on the pace is for $8,500 claimers who are non-winners of 2 races in their last 6 starts or this year. Also eligible non-winners of $400 per start in their last 10 races or this year. The purse is $6,100. Leading the post parade and adding Lasix, number 1, Party Vibes, trained by Marc-André Simoneau, owned by Jean Laroche, André Pelletier, both of them from Saint-Agapit, Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. 2 is Saskabouche Steve, owned and trained by Alain Martin of Gatineau, Quebec. Robert Shepard drives. 3 is Mock Art in Motion, owned, trained, and driven by Jason Gilchrist of Prescott, Ontario. 4 is I'm a Dude, owned by a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. Five, Woodmere Gaelic is the current 2-1 favorite. He's owned by Antonio DeMario and Antonio Belfiore of Sudbury, Ontario, along with Melanie Leach of Kemptville, Ontario, trained by Steve Belil and driven by Clark Stacey. 6 is Bad Apple, owned by Leah Rose Laverne of Papineauville, Quebec, trained by Benoit Hébert. Marie-Claude Auger drives. Note the equipment change on Bad Apple, going blind to blinkers and removing Murphy blind left. Seven is Stardog, owned, trained, and driven by Ryan Guy of South Mountain, Ontario. On the outside and coming through the trees now, number 8, Carson Star Choice, owned by Écurie Guy Gagnon, incorporated with Seth McLeod of Gatineau, Quebec, trained and driven by Guy Gagnon. And completing this field from trailing post 9, Friar Voltaire, owned by a numbered Canadian corporation with Lloyd Stone, Michael Horwood, and trainer Vic Putty, all of Ontario. William Waugh is in the sulky. That's your field of 9 pacers for upcoming race 6. It's a nice race to start the pick 5. 20-cent base wager. There's also exactor, triactor, and super high 5 wagering here in race 6. Friar Voltaire under tight lines as William Waugh drives him here. 2 driving wins tonight so far for William Waugh, having a good night. And the only other driver with wins on the card so far, Guy Gagnon, having a very good night. He's out there now with the 2-1 favorite, despite post 8. Carson Star Choice. Post position is important. There were no scratches in this field, so it's an honest post 8. There have been 3 winners on the pace from 38 starters on the pace at this track this year from post 8. He's Glenn Pearson's top selection here, singled in the ticket. I like the one Party Vibes making his second start for Marc-Andre Simoneau. He wired from the rail at Trois-Rivières in a qualifier, April 29th. His lone win last year, September 19th at Rideau Carleton. They're lining up now for race 6. This is your final opportunity tonight to play the pick 5 at this track. Still time to get your pick 5. As they line up, 1 is Party Vibes, Pascal Berube, 2, Saskabush Steve, Robert Shepard, 3, Mockart in Motion, Jason Gilchrist, 4, I'm a Dude, Stéphane Pouliot, 5, Woodmere Gaelic, Clark Stacey, 6, Bad Apple, Marie-Claude Auger, 7, Stardog, Ryan Guy, 8, Carson Star Choice, Guy Gagnon on the outside, and the trailer is 9, Friar Voltaire, William Waugh. They're lined up on the backstretch with the one trailer following closely as they head to the start for race 6. And the raw fan pacing, leaving from the inside, Party Vibes and Pascal Berube giving immediate chase from mid-pack. That's Bad Apple and Marie-Claude Auger. And on the far outside, Carson Star Choice has early speed for Guy Gagnon. He's up alongside Party Vibes as they duke it out, opening up by 3 over next closest rival, Saskabush Steve, approaching the opening quarter and getting there first. It was Party Vibes on the inside, 27 flat. Carson Star Choice going to take back to the pocket. Saskabush Steve following third on the inside, fourth outside and advancing. I'm a Dude. He is towing Friar Voltaire into it, second over from fifth. Following that cover, third over in sixth. Mockart in Motion caught in seventh. That's Bad Apple, lacking racing room at the moment. They're approaching the halfway point. Further back, fourth over, and trying to get involved. That is Woodmere Gaelic on the outside, second last. Shuffled to the back of the field, Stardog. They went by the half in 58 and 1. And up front, commanding things, Party Vibes. Party's on for Pascal Berube, giving the parking ticket now to I'm a Dude and Stefan Pouliot out there in second. Third, along the cones, Carson Star Choice. Advancing now, second over in fourth, Friar Voltaire at a price. Fifth, but nowhere to go, Saskabush Steve, 1:26 and 3, 2 3/4. Fighting on, I'm a Dude, continuing to test Party Vibes, who leads at the top of the stretch. Carson Star Choice looms the danger up the inside path. Pascal Berube is asking Party Vibes, who has to fight against closers. Mockart in Motion is closing wide. Mockart in Motion over a fast-closing Woodmere Gaelic. It looked like Carson Star Choice for show, 1:56 and 2. Party Vibes giving it his best shot in his second start of the year. He was leading confidently into the stretch, and then the backfield came calling wide late. Mockart in Motion, turning it on for Jason Gilchrist, and holding off Woodmere Gaelic to the wire, 1:56 and 2. A dramatic finish in race 6 goes to Mockart in Motion. The unofficial top 5 finishers are now displayed for race 6. 3, Mockart in Motion, the winner for Jason Gilchrist. Over 5, Woodmere Gaelic, second. 3-2 favorite, number 8, Carson Star Choice, a game third. Ahead of the pace setter, number 1, Party Vibes, sticking around for fourth. And completing the high five ticket, number 4, I'm a Dude, was fifth. 3, 5, 8, 1, 4, the unofficial top 5 order of finish in race 6. Please hold all tickets. Now returning to the Rideau Carleton winner circle after his third win of the season, it's number 3, Mockart in Motion, the unofficial race 6 winner, a 9-year-old bay gelding by Mach 3 out of Because I'm KG, owned, trained and driven by Jason Gilchrist of Prescott, Ontario, bred by Lloyd Howley of Cars Ontario. 1:56 and 2, an off-the-pace victory for Mockart in Motion in race 6. few cards back, we had a speed bias where the front end horses were wiring in almost every race. Tonight, on the pace, it's been almost the opposite. The closers faring very well. The trotters, however, the front end trips have been successful for Armstead Fireball and also Ciel Bleu. Another strong closing effort here in race 6 for Mock Art in Motion. Prior to the post parade, I was going to mention if you turn your program to the track records page, you'll see a new name. He's not racing tonight, but on May 14th, he equaled the track record for aged pacing geldings, the light speed, 150-3, a new lifetime mark. Here at Rideau Carleton, he's our reigning horse of the year. So congratulations to the Lightspeed, earning his way into the Rideau Carleton track records, and now visible in the back of your program if you flip back. Race 6 results are now official. Prices are posted for race 6, number 3, Mock Art in Motion. Returns $9.80 to win. The $2.35 exactor pays $68.10. It's $90.80 for the $1 triactor 358 combination. The 20-cent super high five pays $292.64 for the 35814 combination. The race 6 rundown is now posted. 1, Party Vibes finished 4th. 2, Saskabush Steve was 6th. 3, Mock Art in Motion, the race winner for Jason Gilchrist. 4, I'm a Dude was 5th. 5, Woodmere Gaelic was 2nd. 6, Bad Apple 9th. 7, Stardog was 7th. 8, Carson Star Choice was 3rd as beaten 3-2 favorite. And 9, Friar Voltaire finished 8th. From the top down, your program should read 461-529-738. The fractions were 27 flat to the opening quarter, 58 and 1 at the half, 126 and 3 at 3/4, 156 and 2. The victory for Mock Art in Motion. Moving on to race 7 now. Back on the trot, a competitive 5-horse field and a 1-5 favorite right now in the form of number 4, Riveria Beach for Mandy Archer and Guy Gagnon. He has been claimed again tonight, as has the 5, CrossFit. Race 7 features exactor, triactor, superfecta, and late pick 4 wagering. 20-cent base wager, 15% takeout in the pick 4. If he minds his manners, I think number 1, Southwind Russian is the horse to beat here. Front-end loving trotters have been having a good night so far. That's his usual style. He was late behind the gate, then broke leaving last Wednesday, however. But Southwind Russian shows frequent form reversals after past breaks and had a 3-race Rideau win streak on May 9th through 23rd of last year after breaks May 2nd in his seasonal debut for Stéphane Pouliot. He's 2-1 right now as the trotters come on track for the race 7 post parade here at Rideau Carleton. Here comes the post parade for race 7. These trotters are non-winners of $2,000 in their last 5 starts, with non-winners of a race this year allowed $600. Also eligible, $12,000 claimers. Allowances for fillies and mares, a purse of $6,000. Now stepping onto the track, number 1, Southwind Russian, owned by a numbered Quebec Corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. 2 is MVP's Daughter, owned, trained and driven by Jerome Lombard of Bromont, Quebec. 3 is Donna Tover, owned and trained by John McMillan, Odessa, Ontario, driven by Pascal Berube. 4, Riveria Beach is the current 1-2 favorite. He is owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore, Ontario, trained by Mandy Archer and driven by Guy Gagnon, and he has been claimed. Also claimed, number 5, CrossFit, owned by Gordon MacDonald of Ontario with Christopher Boland of Newfoundland, trained by Vic Putty, and driven by Marie-Claude Auger. That's your field of 5 trotters for upcoming race 7, which kicks off our final pick 4 sequence of the card. There's also exactor, triactor, and superfecto wagering. The 3 to 5 current favorite is number 4, Riviera Beach. In line to Guy Gagnon, having another good night and leading the drivers tonight at Rideau Carleton. Riviera Beach was a beaten 1 to 5 favorite who set the pace last Wednesday. He was confronted by the first over CrossFit on the final turn and nearly edged out for place as well by Drink Like Henry. Riviera Beach was claimed back into the Mandy Archer stable and is claimed again tonight. 4 to 5 right now on the tote board for favorite Riviera Beach. Again, I like the 1 here, Southwind Russian, but it all depends on if he minds his manners, which were not very good last Wednesday. He was late going behind the gate and then broke leaving. But as mentioned, frequent form reversals for this horse after previous breaks, and he had a 3-race Rideau win streak from May 9th through 23rd, 2024, after breaks in last year's seasonal debut on May 2nd. For his trainer-driver, Stéphane Pouliot. So, given that our last pick 4 of the card kicks off here, my ticket is posted, a 20-cent base wager ticket costing $14.40. I am using the 1 Southwind Russian, lots of class relief, and a perfect post if he settles tonight. Also, the 5 CrossFit, who looked excellent in the post parade and hasn't missed the exactor for Marie-Claude Auger this meet. He easily overtook Riviera Beach in deep stretch with the field's fastest closing quarter of 29-2 for his latest victory. He's 5-1, make that 7-2 on 5 CrossFit. Race 8, going with the 2, 5, and 1, Espresso Beans, Kiki D, Hanover, and Better's Zone. Race 9, also 3 deep with the 4, Dial Me Up, who might pull the upset. Closer's doing well. I'm also using the front end loving number 3, Beach Journey, and 6, Big Cheddar, the stablemate, coming in off a Sunday qualifier. Race 10, deepest of all, 4 horses here, Rockin' My Dream, the 4, as well as 2, La Barbe, still searching for his first win since November 16th, 2023. I'm also using the 6 Newscaster and the 5 That Moment in Life. It's a very deep field in race 10, the concluding leg of the pick 4 that begins here in race 7. Claims entered on the 4 Riviera Beach and 5 CrossFit. Glenn Pearson's selections are posted as the starter calls the field for race 7. Glenn also showing some support for the 1 Southwind Russian, who has dropped to become 3 to 5 favorite. The trotters are lining up now. 1 is Southwind Russian for Stéphane Pouliot. 2, MVP's daughter, Jerome Lombard. 3, Donna Tover, Pascal Berube. 4, Riviera Beach, Guy Gagnon. And on the outside, 5, CrossFit, Marie-Claude Auger. Many lengths behind the others is the 1, Southwind Russian. He's gapping. The other 4 trotters have their noses on the gate. Starting gate is on the backstretch. Southwind Russian lining up now. They're off and trotting and moving well. Southwind Russian getting away cleanly from the inside. On his outside, there is another battle brewing between Donatover and Riveria Beach. 3 wide. Early battle appears to be settled as Southwind Russian made front from the Rideau rail for Stefan Pouliot and now keeps easily ahead of Donatover. A length and a half back in second. Riveria Beach follows from single file third, stalked by CrossFit. MVP's Daughter trails to the 27-3 opening quarter as the red-hatted Southwind Russian widens his lead to 4 lengths now in front of the grandstand the first time. Donatover next closest, following from third Riveria Beach. Fourth is CrossFit, still trailing MVP's Daughter. Single file respect for Southwind Russian, who continues to lead the way to the halfway point for Stefan Pouliot, and he breaks the beam in 56-4. He maintains a 4-length advantage over next closest Donatover. Stepping out though, first over, that is Riveria Beach on the inside. Donatover is off stride and backing through the field, inheriting third now. CrossFit underway, and then it's MVP's Daughter having reset but gapping at the back now. It's Donatover trailing as they pass 3/4 in 1:25-2. Southwind Russian trying to maintain his advantage. Still coming after him is Riveria Beach in second and CrossFit third. They turn for home. Southwind Russian trying to see this through on the front end. Southwind Russian's lead is narrowing as the wire looms ahead. Southwind Russian fights for it and gets it over a fast closing CrossFit, and then it was Riveria Beach third, 1:55-3. Nobody likes to see a talented horse off stride, so it's refreshing to see Southwind Russian get his first win of the 2025 meet at Rideau Carleton for Stefan Pouliot. That's his 6th start of the year, and again his first win, 1:55-3. Very good effort. In that tight battle for place, it was actually the 4 Riveria Beach edging out 5 CrossFit. The top 4 unofficial order of finish is now on screen. Even money favorite, number 1, Southwind Russian. The race winner over 4 Riveria Beach, second, 5 CrossFit, third, and 2 MVP's Daughter was fourth. 1-4-5-2, the unofficial top 4 order of finish. Please hold all tickets. Now returning to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle for the first time this season Even money favorite, number 1, Southwind Russian, the unofficial winner of race 7. Now the official winner of race 7, he's a 5-year-old brown gelding by Tactical Landing out of Raising Roxanne, owned by a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, bred by Southwind Farms LLC, Pennington, New Jersey, trained and driven to victory by Stéphane Pouliot. 155-3, a seasonal best in his first parimutuel win of the year. Congratulations. Welcome back, Southwind Russian. Prices are now posted for race 7, where number 1, Southwind Russian, pays $4.20 to win. The $2 1-4 exactor will get back to the $1 pick 3, 4-3-1 combination, 3 of 3, 54.10. If you had it for $1, $190.05. If you had that $1 pick 4, 5-4-3-1. If you had the pick 4 for 20 cents, it returns $38. The $2 1-4 exactor, $11.30, $13 for the $1 try, 1-4-5 combination, and $37.30 for the $1 superfecta, 1-4-5-2. The race 7 rundown is now on screen. Even money favorite, number 1, Southwind Russian, was the race winner in race 7. Again, the 1, Southwind Russian, the race winner. It is displayed incorrectly on screen. Number 2, MVP's Daughter, was 4th. 3, Donna Tover finished 5th after the break. 4, Riviera Beach finished second, and 5, CrossFit was third. So the official order of finish here in race 7, your program should actually read 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. The fractions were 27 and 3 to the quarter, 56 and 4 at the half, 125 and 2 at 3/4, 155 and 3 the winning mile for number 1, Southwind Russian and Stefan Pouliot. Taking a look at the claiming action in race 8, number 4, Riviera Beach was claimed for $15,000 and goes to owner-trainer Michel Legasse. Number 5, CrossFit was claimed for $12,000 and goes to owner-trainer Danielle Saint-Pierre. Race 8 is coming up next. Back on the pace, exactor, triactor, superfecta, and late pick 3 wagering. A relatively inexperienced field of young horses here, all of them 3 years old or less. The field is actually all 3-year-old fillies, except for the 2 geldings, number 1, Better Zone, and number 3, Gouda Man, coming in from Woodbine Mohawk Park in a debut for John McMillan. My top choice is actually number 2, the current even money favorite, Espresso Beans, who won a Sunday qualifier in her first official trip for Guy Gagnon. Espresso Beans gained ground on leader Better on the Island after gapping second to the half. She tightened up on the backstretch and had a first overbid on the final turn. She went head-to-head with Better on the Island down the stretch and then drew away late. She broke her maiden with a similar trip here last October 8th. That's the 2, Espresso Beans, now 6-5. The Pacers are coming on track for the race 8 post parade. No changes in races 8 through 10. Glenn Pearson's picks are now on screen as we await the post parade. Glenn going with 5, Kiki D. Hanover, a recent winner on May 14th for Pascal Berube and Jeremy Marcotte. He likes the 1, Better Zone, second, then the 3, Gouda Man, fourth, and completes his superfecta with number 2, Espresso Beans. The race 8 Pacers are on track for post parade now. They are non-winners of $5,000 lifetime. Non-winners of a race allowed $4,000. And allowances for fillies and mares as well. The purse is $5,600. Number 1 is Better Zone, owned by a numbered Canadian corporation, along with Bill Mains and Michael Horwood, all of Ontario, and Limco Incorporated of Quebec. Vic Putty is the trainer. William Waugh is in the bike. Two is the 6-5 current favorite Espresso Beans, owned and trained by Drew Smythe of Perth, Ontario, co-owned by Macy Castle of Smiths Falls, Ontario, and Guy Gagnon drives. This is her parimutuel debut for the 2025 season. Three is Gouda Man, coming in from Woodbine Mohawk Park to make his debut for owner, trainer, driver John McMillan of Odessa, Ontario. Four is Allison Bay, owned by Julia Ferguson of Greeley and Lloyd Stone of Portland, Ontario. Trained by Ted McDonald, driven by Emil Mimi Toth. This is the parimutuel debut for Allison Bay. Five is Kiki D. Hanover, owned and trained by Jeremy Marcotte of Notre Dame de la Paix, Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. Six is Wicked Monkey, owned by trainer Clement Lauzon-Autier of Mirabel, Quebec. Stéphane Pouliot is in the bike. Seven is Be a Beth, owned by Patrick Dillon of Port Hope, Ontario, trained by Mike Armstrong, and it's also Mike Armstrong in the sulky. And completing this field from post 8, Montague Molly in her first parimutuel start. She's owned and trained by Blake Curran of Ontario. Robert Shepard drives. That's your field of 8 for upcoming race 8 with exactor, triactor, superfecta, and late pick 3 wagering. No changes in races 8, 9, or 10. She's been the favorite ever since the windows opened for race 8. We're getting a closer look at number 2, Espresso Beans, the 3-year-old daughter of McWicked. An impressive Sunday qualifier here. She had her maiden victory at Rideau Carleton on October 8th of last year. The Sunday qualifying win was a good one, going away over Better on the Island. Montague Molly was third in that qualifier. Montague Molly has post 8 here, a tough obstacle to overcome in her first career start. Robert Shepard in the bike on that 3-year-old daughter of Sunshine Beach. But Espresso Beans getting lots of respect and a helpful post as well. The 5 Kiki D. Hanover is Glenn's top selection, 5-1 right now. A winner with broken equipment here, May 14th. The starter has called the race 8 Pacers. There's still time to play the pick 3. The field is lining up in front of the grandstand. 1 is Better Zone for William Waugh. 2, Espresso Beans, Guy Gagnon. 3, Gouda Man, John McMillan. 4, Allison Bay, Emil Toth. 5, Kiki D. Hanover, Pascal Berube. 6, Wicked Monkey, Stéphane Pouliot. 7, Be a Bath, Mike Armstrong. And on the outside from post 8, Montague Molly for Robert Shepard. They're on the turn with Better Zone, lagging slightly behind the rest. They're entering the Rideau backstretch and approaching the start for race 8. The outside horses are hanging back. They're off and pacing, a staggered start for some, but an early battle brewing as Espresso Beans and Kiki D Hanover mix it up right away, but Berube is going to take back with Kiki D Hanover. She's caught first over and now finds a place in second along the pylons behind Espresso Beans, leading for Gigagnon. Here comes John McMillan with Gouda Man first over in third, wide on the turn, but coming after the leaders through an opening quarter of 29 seconds flat. That is Gouda Man moving on and taking over from Espresso Beans, now in the pocket. Following from third, Kiki D Hanover. Fourth is Better Zone. Fifth, Allison Bay. It's a gap back to sixth for Wicked Monkey. And the last two are Biabath and Montague Molly. They lead past the halfway point. Gouda Man in charge by about 3 lengths over next closest, Espresso Beans, tightening up now. Following from third, that's Kiki D Hanover. Better Zone, single file fourth, and he is followed by Allison Bay in her debut. Espresso Beans fired up from the pocket, leaves the safety of the pylons for Gigagnon and comes after pace-setting Gouda Man. Kiki D Hanover also fired up for Berube and stepping out first over herself. Past the 3/4 point, 1:28 and 1 the clocking there. Gouda Man dropping back as Espresso Beans takes over in pursuit. Kiki D Hanover first over. And it's Espresso Beans leading the way to the wire, still chasing. Kiki D Hanover isn't done yet. Better Zone is wide and chasing for show, but it's going to be Espresso Beans getting the win over Kiki D Hanover. Better Zone. Gouda Man was fourth, 156 and 3. An impressive seasonal debut for number 2, Espresso Beans, in race 8, successfully holding off the closers. Kiki D Hanover was second, ahead of Better Zone, coming on late for show, 156 and 3. The 4-5 favorite delivers. Espresso Beans lowering her lifetime mark by 3 seconds in race 8. The unofficial top 4 order of finish is now posted for race 8. Espresso Beans, the winner for Gigagnon. 5, Kiki D Hanover, second. 1, Better Zone was third at 18 to 1. And number 3, Gouda Man, finished fourth. 2, 5, 1, 3, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 8. Please hold all tickets. Driving win number 4 of the night for Gigagnon in race 8. He's bringing back number 2, Espresso Beans, the unofficial race 8 winner, to the Rideau Carleton winner's circle. She's a 3-year-old bay filly by Mick Wickett out of Express Rider, owned and trained by Drew Smythe of Perth, Ontario, who shares ownership with Macy Castle of Smiths Falls, Ontario. This filly was bred by Winback Farm of Chesapeake City, Maryland, driven to victory by Guy Gagnon, lowering her lifetime mark to 156-3, an impressive mile for Espresso Beans. Congratulations. Race 8 results are now official. Prices are posted for Race 8. Number 2, Espresso Beans, returns $3.60 to win. The 2-5, $2 exactor pays $8.30. It's $16.50 for the $1 triactor 2-5-1 combination. And the $1 superfecta 2513 pays $39.50. The Race 8 rundown is now displayed. 1, Better Zone, finished 3rd. 4-5 favorite. Number 2, Espresso Beans, the race winner and a new lifetime best in Guy Gagnon's 4th driving win of the card. 3, Gouda Man was 4th. 4, Allison Bay was 7th in her first career start. 5, Kiki D. Hanover closed for place. 6, Wicked Monkey was 5th. 7, Beabath, 8th. And the other first-time starter, number 8, Montague Molly, was 6th. From the top down, your program should read 3-1-4-7-2-5-8-6. The fractions were 29 flat to the quarter, 58 and 4 at the half, 128 and 1 at 3/4, 156 and 3 the winning mile for Espresso Beans, her first start and first win of the year. Race 9 is coming up next. Exactor, Triactor, Superfecta, and the first leg of the late daily double. No changes in races 9 or 10.
Busy lives make special moments that much more important with family, with colleagues, with loved ones and friends. But sometimes the circumstances change suddenly and emergency services are needed. When every second counts, would you know what to do?
St. John Ambulance is here to help with the most comprehensive first aid and CPR training programs conveniently scheduled at times that work for you. Just one course could save someone you love. Book online or call today. St. John Ambulance, saving lives at work, home, and play.
For those wondering about the empty nest trackside, don't worry. Fiona hatched 4 goslings yesterday. All safe and sound. Thanks again to Glenn Pearson for passing along the news. Also of note this week, the jackpot in Tammy Forgey's free handicapping contest Saturday nights in the trackside simulcast lounge here at Rideau Carleton. That jackpot is up to $1,300 for Saturday, May 24th. If you haven't got plans for Saturday night, maybe your team is knocked out of the Stanley Cup playoffs, join us in the trackside simulcast lounge for some great simulcast racing and that free-to-play contest. You must be on track to enter and to collect your winnings if you are the lucky and skilled handicapper. Race 9 is coming up now. Glenn Pearson going with number 3, Big Pete Style for Mike Armstrong and Pascal Berube. The 13-year-old certainly has plenty of back class to him. 3 wins last season. This is his 7th start of the year. Winless thus far. I'm looking to the 4, Rockin' My Dream here. Getting some post relief. He's had challenging posts to work with. May 14th, he had post 7. He had the trailing post on May 7th. Usually seems to turn in a good closing effort, and closers have been the most successful tonight when it comes to the pacers. Actually, you know, I'm looking at race 10. Let's start again. Glenn likes the 3 here, Beach Journey for Guy Gagnon. I like the 4, Dial Me Up for Yves Tessier and Pascal Berube. This is race 9, not race 10. I apologize for that. We've got it open to the right page. Beach Journey. Currently 2-1 for trainer-driver Guy Gagnon. 4 winning drives tonight, and this mare already has 2 wins this season in 6 starts. The 4, Dial Me Up, just has 2 starts this year. She has won a qualifier here back on April 5th. This is her 3rd seasonal start. I'm using Beach Journey as well. And the 6, Big Cheddar, was a transportation scratch on May 11th, but qualified with a very strong winning margin of 10 open lengths on May 18th at this track. It was against trotters, however, something to keep in mind. The race 9 pacing mares are now coming on track for the post parade. Race 9 is for filly and mare pacers, $8,500 through $10,500 claimers. Also eligible, non-winners of $2,250 in their last 10 starts who draw inside. The purse is $6,200. Number 1 is Better Catch Girl, owned by a numbered Canadian corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, along with trainer Vic Putty of Mountain, Ontario. William Waugh drives. Two is Perfect Dalliance, owned and trained by Jennifer McBride of Almont, Ontario. Kyle Forgy is in the bike. Three is the current 8-5 favorite, Beach Journey, owned by Écurie Guy Gagnon Incorporated with Frédéric Gagnon of Gatineau, Quebec, trained and driven by Guy Gagnon. 4 is Dial Me Up, owned by Gina Bragagnolo, along with trainer Yves Tessier, both of Trois-Rivières, Quebec. Pascal Berube drives. 5 is Alessandra, owned and trained by Alain Fillon of Sherbrooke, Quebec, driven by Marie-Claude Auger. And completing this field from post 6, Big Cheddar, owned by Jamie Copley of Kenmore, Ontario, trained by Mandy Archer and driven by Robert Shepard. That's your field of 6 pacing mares for upcoming Race 9, Exactor Triactor, Late Daily Double, and Superfecta wagering. No changes in races 9 or 10. Always nice to see that for a daily double. No changes. We're zooming in on number 3, Beach Journey. The current co-favorite at odds of, make that, she's the 1-2 favorite. She was briefly co-favorite. Now, the 1-2 favorite. Beach Journey is a front-end loving mare. She got parked first over last Wednesday and was 3 wide on the first turn before backing down to single file third past a quick opening quarter of 26-3. Then she got flushed out by Better Catch Girl on the second turn and overtook the leader, Perfect Dalliance, approaching 3/4. Beach Journey, understandably tired after a late battle against the 18-1 winner, Share the Moment, but she showed 3 moves that race. Some people debate what is a move in a race. When I'm handicapping, I consider it when the driver is asking the horse to do something different. And she definitely did. Beach Journey had 3 different battles and very competitive, despite not getting her favored trip. She loves the front end trips. She's even money. Actually, now she's 2-1. Favoritism has shifted towards the 4, Dial Me Up. That's my top choice here. Dial Me Up and Pascal Berube took back to last off the gate from an outside post April 30th. They were advancing third over from last in front of the grandstand, chasing the cover of Horizon Sealster into 5th along the backstretch. Dial Me Up was gapping cover past 3/4 and was parked every step. This is her 2nd consecutive class drop. Others to consider here, number 6, Big Cheddar, who wired going away Sunday in her qualifier, but it was 3 trotters that she beat. This is her first start since May 11th's Transportation Scratch. She was a May 23rd winner in her first ever Rideau start last season. That was an off-the-pace win for Robert Shepard with number 6. Big Cheddar, 3-1 right now. The starter has called the field for race 9. This is your last opportunity to play the late daily double here at Rideau Carleton. The field is lining up now. 1 is Better Catch Girl, William Waugh. 2, Perfect Dalliance, Kyle Forgy. 3, Beach Journey for Guy Gagnon. 4, Dial Me Up, Pascal Berube. 5, Alessandra, Marie-Claude Auger. On the outside, number 6, Big Cheddar for Robert Shepard. They're headed on to the turn. Better Catch Girl and Perfect Dalliance are gapping. The other 4 are on the gate. They're headed on to the backstretch. They're off and pacing, gapping early, Perfect Dalliance. The rest getting away well and moving to the front early. That's Dial Me Up for Pascal Berube. She's leading and in pursuit, first over into second. Beach Journey underway, following from third. That's Better Catch Girl. Tightening up now in fourth is Alessandra. Further back at the rear of the field, Big Cheddar, and following her, Perfect Dalliance. 27-1, the opening quarter. Beach Journey has journeyed on and made front. She leads the way now for Guy Gagnon, sitting second in the pocket. Dial Me Up, following from third, Better Catch Girl. Then it's back to Alessandra, followed by Big Cheddar. Perfect Dalliance trails this single file procession into the second turn. They're led to the halfway point by Beach Journey, getting her favored trip and reaching the half in 56 and 4, shadowed by Dial Me Up. And from third, it's still Better Catch Girl. Here comes a first over move into fourth from Big Cheddar and Robert Shepard. They're advancing along the backstretch, but caught outside of Better Catch Girl, who fights back for third. Moving up the pylons into fifth behind them, that's Alessandra. Perfect Dalliance trying to come on second over from the back of the field. 125 and 3 to 3/4. Big Cheddar continues moving on the outside of Dial Me Up in the pocket, yet to make her late move, and leading the way, Beach Journey en route to the finish with a front end trip, her favored trip. Dial Me Up moving up the inside late. It's between these two. Beach Journey, Dial Me Up, Beach Journey over Dial Me Up. Alessandra appeared to get up for show. 154 and 3, driving win number 5 of the card for Guy Gagnon. Two nice mares battling to the wire. Beach Journey proving too good on the front end. Guy Gagnon also having an excellent night here at Rideau Carleton. Dial Me Up had her chance and missed by a head in this 154 and 3 mile. A seasonal best for Beach Journey. The unofficial top 4 finishers are now posted for race 9. 3-5 favorite, number 3, Beach Journey, the race winner. Over 4, Dial Me Up second. 5, Alessandra closed for show at odds of 16-1. And 6, Big Cheddar held on for 4th. 3, 4, 5, 6, the unofficial top 4 order of finish in race 9. Please hold all tickets. Race 9 results are now official. And 3 to 5 winning favorite number 3, Beach Journey, is back in the Rideau Carleton winner's circle. She's a 9-year-old bay mare by Net 10 EOM out of Diva du Jour, owned by Écurie Guy Gagnon Incorporated with Frédéric Gagnon of Gatineau, Quebec. Bred by Nathan Eicher of Spencerville, Indiana. Trained and driven by Guy Gagnon, 154-3 as a seasonal best in her 3rd win this season. Beach Journey, a perfect front-end journey. And Guy Gagnon, an impressive night. La 5e victoire. Prices are posted for race 9. Number 3, Beach Journey, pays $3.40 to win. The $2 3-4 exactor pays $11.90. The $1 try 3-4-5 combination pays $24.05. The $1 superfecta 3-4-5-6 returns $70.25. The race 9 rundown is now displayed. 1, Better Catch Girl finished 5th. 2, Perfect Dalliance was 6th. 3 to 5 favorite number 3, Beach Journey. A winning journey for Guy Gagnon in his 5th driving win of the card. 4, Dial Me Up was a close 2nd. 5, Alessandra closed for show at odds of 16 to 1. And 6, Big Cheddar was 4th. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, the order of finish in race 9. The fractions 27-1 to the quarter, 56-4 at the half, 125-3 at 3/4, and 154-3 the winning mile in a new seasonal mark for Beach Journey. Race 10 is coming up next. No changes. It's the Robbie D'Alessandro pace as John McMillan would say. A field of 8 pacers. In the second leg of the late double, there's exactor, triactor, and super high five wagering here. Number 2, La Barbe, is 1-5 right now for trainer-driver Stéphane Pouliot. He hasn't won in some time. He's 0 for 10 this year, 0 for 15 last year, although he did win a qualifier here. He's getting a lot of post relief moving in from the 8 hole, which he had on May 14th, and then he had the trailing post on May 7th. Stéphane Pouliot often turning around these horses that struggle, putting in some patience, and this is only a 5-year-old gelding. So La Barbe hasn't been racing badly. He's been hitting the board in most of his starts and getting a lot of post relief here. And respect on the tote board. 1-5 favorite at the moment, number 2, La Barbe. Glenn Pearson is going with number 6, Newscaster, 25-1 right now on top of his ticket. He likes the 3, Big Pete Style, 17-1 in the place spot. He's got number 2, La Barbe, 3rd in his high 5 ticket. 4, Rockin' My Dream, 4th. And then 5, That Moment in Life, in the 5th spot. I had the 6, Newscaster, on top of my ticket for his Rideau debut this season. He is making a quick turnaround here. He settled 4th on the first turn Sunday and had a second over move in front of the grandstand. He advanced uncovered on the second turn, got parked alongside the 2-5 favorite Better at High Tide on the backstretch, and then abruptly stopped at 3/4. He lost ground late and didn't really have any particular reason why he didn't go off stride. He did lose a lot of ground, ending up 6th. But he's back again for Luc Loyer and Ryan Guy. And I think he's important to use in the ticket. A 12-1 morning line, 11-1 on the tote board. And Glenn Pearson's top pick here from post 6, Newscaster. The horses are coming on track for the race 10 post parade. Here come the race 10 pacers. They are non-winners of $250 per start in their last 10 starts or a race in 2024, 2025. Also eligible, $8,500 claimers for non-winners of $2,750 in their last 5 starts. They're racing for a purse of $5,200. And there are no changes in race 10. Our last of tonight's card. I've just been informed by the AGCO judges that number 1, Officer Jones, has a flat tire on his sulky and has returned to the paddock to have that looked after. Again, 1, Officer Jones, late to the post parade. He's in the paddock with a flat tire being repaired. Two is La Barbe, the current 6-5 favorite. He is owned by a numbered Quebec corporation of Gloucester, Ontario, trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot. 3 is Big Pete Style, owned by Rachel Burns of Cardinal, Ontario, trained by Mike Armstrong. Pascal Berube drives. 4 is Rockin' My Dream, owned and trained by Alain Martin of Gatineau, Quebec. Robert Shepard drives. 5 is That Moment in Life, owned by Claude Proulx of Saint-Grégoire, Bécancour, Quebec, trained by Denis Monguy and driven by Marie-Claude Auger. 6 is Newscaster, owned and trained by Luc Loyer, Gatineau, Quebec, driven by Ryan Guy. 7 is Rockin' Zeus, owned by Keith Castle, Smiths Falls, Ontario, trained by Macy Castle and driven by Guy Gagnon. Completing this field from post 8, Hella's Rocket, owned by Alexis Zielke of Gloucester, Ontario, trained and driven by Sebastian Turenne. That's your field of 8 pacers for upcoming race 10, the Robbie D'Alessandro pace. It's the last of the night at Rideau Carleton. Thanks again for the wagering support. We've got exactor, triactor, and super high five wagering coming up on race 10. Zooming in on number 2, La Barbe. Getting significant post relief, he retreated to last early Wednesday, had a 4th over move from last at the half and went 3 wide at 3/4. He closed in the field's co-fastest 28 flat, but finished 6th. He's a front-end loving pacer, and his most recent wins were at Rideau Carleton in a May 12th, 2024 qualifier, and his last parimutuel win was on November 16th, 2023 for his previous connections at this track. He's 2-1 right now for Stéphane Pouliot from post 2, La Barbe. Number 4, Rockin' My Dream, is 3-1 right now. He's my top pick. He wired him back-to-back starts at an $8,500 claiming tag here last May 5th and 12th. He gets post and class relief. He got away last from post 8 on Sunday and had a 2nd over move from last in front of the grandstand. He advanced uncovered into 4th, past the half, chasing leader I'm a Dude, but faded in the stretch. He just missed for driver Robert Shepard with a ground-saving trip on April 27th. That's number 4, Rockin' My Dream. 5, That Moment in Life, had 2 wins last year, both of them in January at Batavia Downs. This is his 3rd start for Denis Monguy. He pocketed up May 15th at Flamborough following gate-to-wire winner Bolt Power and tipped at the top of the stretch. He just missed. 5, That Moment in Life, also 3-1 on the tote board. And you have to have respect for number 3, Big Pete Style, who has only missed a check from post 8 with interference, the same start this meet. He completes my high five, and he's a definite player here. Pascal Berube driving, Big Pete Style. Starter has called the field for race 10. This is your last chance tonight to play Rideau Carleton. 1 is Officer Jones, William Waugh. 2, La Barbe, Stéphane Pouliot. 3, Big Pete Style, Pascal Berube. 4, Rockin' My Dream, Robert Shepard. 5, That Moment in Life, Marie-Claude Auger. 6, Newscaster, Ryan Guy. 7, Rockin' Zeus, Guy Gagnon. And 8 is Hella's Rocket for Sebastian Turenne. They're gradually lining up as they approach the turn. Officer Jones, a couple of lengths off the gate and gapping from post 7, Rockin' Zeus, as the starting gate moves onto the backstretch. They're off and pacing with La Barbe and Stéphane Pouliot surging out of post 2. And first over early, that's Big Pete Style on his outside. 3 wide early. Here comes Rockin' My Dream for Robert Shepard. He's out to match strides with leader La Barbe around the first turn. Leaving well from post 8, Hella's Rocket is 3 wide. Now he's second over in third and gaining ground. They round past the opening quarter, 26 and 4, a very fast fraction for this group, and now landing on the lead as they went past the opening quarter was Rockin' My Dream in the pocket. La Barbe parked first over in third. That's Hella's Rocket. Fourth is Big Pete Style. It's a gap back to Officer Jones, who follows, and now they're on the turn, circling towards the halfway point, still led by Rockin' My Dream. Close up in second, La Barbe, as they pass the half, 55 and 4, the clocking there. It's a 3-length gap back to third for Big Pete Style. Fourth, that's Officer Jones. Fifth along the pylons is Newscaster. On the move now, stepping out first over, out of fifth, that's Newscaster. Following his cover, second over into sixth, That Moment in Life. Seventh on the inside and dropping back, Rockin' Zeus out of contention at the back of the field. That's Hella's Rocket, 124 and 2 3/4. Rockin' My Dream, still rocking on the front end, but La Barbe is chasing him now as they circle for home. He might need the wire. He's being chased down the lane by closers. La Barbe is moving ahead now, still wider. Newscaster is advancing. La Barbe going to break the cold streak for Stéphane Pouliot up for place. That was Newscaster. Big Pete Style appeared to be third, 155 and 1. Rockin' My Dream wasn't able to sustain his lead when La Barbe came calling. Newscaster closing widest of all, chasing La Barbe and Stéphane Pouliot to the wire in a 155 and 1 mile. As mentioned, La Barbe was overdue. His most recent wins were on May 12th, 2024 in a Rideau qualifier, and his last parimutuel win was here on November 16th, 2023 for his previous connections. He's a winning favorite tonight. The second training and driving win of the card for Stéphane Pouliot. The unofficial top 5 order of finishes now posted for race 10. 2, La Barbe, victorious over 6, Newscaster, finishing second. 3, Big Pete Style was third, ahead of pace-setting number 4, Rockin' My Dream, who held on for fourth, ahead of fifth place number 1, Officer Jones. 2, 6, 3, 4, 1, the unofficial top 5 order of finish for race 10. Please hold all tickets. Now coming back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle, unofficial race 10 winner, number 2, La Barbe. He's a 5-year-old gelded son of Sunshine Beach out of Red Shoelace, owned by a numbered Quebec Corporation of Gloucester, Ontario. He was also bred by a numbered Canadian corporation of Gatineau, Quebec. Trained and driven by Stéphane Pouliot, 155-1. That's the first win in over 2 years for La Barbe. Welcome back to the Rideau Carleton Winner's Circle. Results are now official for race 10. Prices are posted. Number 2, La Barbe, pays $4.20 to win. The $2.6 exactor pays $33.70. It's $96 even. For the $1 triactor, 263 combination, the $1 pick 3, 232, 3 of 3 pays $16.45. The late pick $4 ticket, we'll get back to that. The $1 pick 5, 31232 combination, 5 of 5, $516.10. If you had it for 20 cents, $103 for that pick 5. The 20-cent super high 5 here pays a generous $242.45 for the 26341 combination. Again, that triactor, 263, $96 for $1. The $2 late double 3-2 combination, $11.50. And that dollar late pick 4, $26.75 if you went 4 of 4, 1, 2, 3, 2. The late pick 4. The race 10 rundown is now displayed. Number 1, Officer Jones, finished 5th. Even money favorite. Number 2, La Barbe, the race winner. The second win of the night for Stéphane Pouliot. 3, Big Pete Style, closed for show. 4, Rockin' My Dream, held on for 4th. 5, That Moment in Life was 6th. 6, Newscaster, closed for place. 7, Rockin' Zeus was 7th. And 8, Hella's Rocket, 8th. From the top down, your program should read 5, 1, 3, 4, 6, 2, 7, 8. The fractions were 26 and 4 to the quarter, 55 and 4 at the half, 124 and 2 at 3/4, 155 and 1. The first win in over 2 years for La Barbe. That concludes this Wednesday night card of live racing at Rideau Carleton. Share the word. We're racing twice a week, Wednesday nights at 6, Sunday nights at 6:30 p.m. We'll be back on Sunday, May 25th, 6:30. More live racing from the nation's capital. And don't forget the Saturday night free-to-play Trackside Simulcast Lounge handicapping contest. Saturday, the 24th of May, the jackpot has reached $1,300. That concludes tonight's card. Thanks again for the wagering support. Tonight's handle, $132,406. Catch you on Sunday at the races. Enjoy the rest of your week and have a good night. I'm Melissa.